You are listening to the Honor and Conquer podcast with me, Dion Sekone-Fraser. Oh snap! Esik is on the podcast, the long-awaited podcast.
The long-awaited podcast, exactly.
It's one of those things where I'm like, we should do the show. I'm like, cool, let's do it. When?
Or it's like those awkward moments I see in class. I'm like, oh yeah, we were supposed to do that like a long time ago.
Yeah, but it's all good. We made the dream happen. I'm stoked to have you on. It's 8 a.m. in the morning, so you know it's my very first early morning podcast. Not early morning, but morning podcast. So
I think it's still early. I got my coffee right here, so I'm still early. Early, yeah.
But I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, your morning anyway,
absolutely,
to come on the show. So for me personally, obviously Onnit is such a big brand, and it's been around for years and years now. And Bang Muay Thai, heard about Bang Muay Thai, but I heard about you originally when I was in New Zealand. When I was still living in New Zealand.
You heard about me in New Zealand?
Yeah, bro.
It's crazy.
You using these crazy steel maces in Indian clubs or clubs. And the only person who I knew that I saw use clubs was this WWF wrestler named the Iron Sheik, and he had like massive, like I want to say wooden ones, like they were massive.
I remember those.
Yeah, man. And see you later, bro. Just being so like, man, that's insane, like crazy strong, and then you know it's just so unconventional at the time, especially with the Iron Sheik. He was in the 80s.
That's
80s,
right.
90s. You
so
know,
Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just so unconventional. You know, you're used to seeing these wrestlers in like bigger gyms doing bench presses, rows, and everything like that.
Right.
But I still remember watching the video of the Iron Sheik doing these with the Indian clubs. And now, years and years and years later into my adulthood, I see the same deal with you. I'm like, whoa, shit! Is this something? It's not new, but it could be new. It's new to a lot of other people,
right?
And you're bringing that to the forefront. So with me to you, like it's such a cool thing to see it progress. Now people have become so familiar with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Something so primitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so much history behind it. You have them use it for battle, for wars. Yeah. And then they modify it with spikes, chains, and they just get crazier and crazier with it. Then some use it for like cephers, for trophies. So like, it's like more like a celebration for something or ceremony. Oh. And then you also, they decorate that thing all gold and nice with diamonds and stuff.
No way.
Yeah, and then you have like Hindu wrestlers. They would try to get the strength of their god, because the god is swinging this thing around in pictures and stuff. So there's a lot of concepts to it. For me, the concept I was trying to drive for myself and everybody else is to move more like a ninja. Yeah. And to express yourself as a Viking. And the Viking ninja comes from my background being Norwegian and Korean and Mongol. So I had to use that concept of it with that mace, because the mace is light. It goes 10 pounds to 25 pounds, but it speaks volumes in your body. Yeah. And a lot of times people can look at it and say, that looks like a goofy tool, or that looks really light. What's that going to do for me? It challenges your range of motions. It challenges your rotations. And it also challenges your imbalances. Us being in an asymmetrical body, we can't really say we know our body so like perfectly well, because there are times where we're like stumbling or we don't know how to do certain things and we're like, oh, I don't want to do that. But then we forget that we're not good at that, and we think we know our body. So I like the mace because it really takes, it really humbles you. Oh yeah, it really humbles you
for sure. And it's funny that you say you don't really know your body, because you really don't. Like, you may know some surface things, but it's internally where you'll get to a sticking point and you're like, oh shit, like I didn't know that happened. You know what I mean? And when I was doing your express class, so for the listeners, if you don't know, there's an express class. It's like 30 to 45 minute long.
About 30 minutes.
And it's a nice little burner. But it was my first time touching the mace, and I was not intimidated by it, but I was like just a little nervous because I've never used it before.
Right.
But I was super excited to use it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to use it by myself because most of the time I don't know what I'm doing. So I'll just look at it as like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean,
I needed some people there to guide me. But
yeah.
when I was doing it just with the squat, and you have to change positions and everything like that, I thought I was doing it completely wrong when I forgot his name.
Is it Aaron?
Aaron, yeah. He came over, he said, keep constant pressure like you're kind of pulling it apart.
That's right.
So as soon as I started doing that, everything changed because I was focusing more on like, ringing it out, and I was going for my squat, and I'm like, man, there's constant tension going on the entire time. But you do a very good job to make it look very easy. I think the illusion.
The illusion of it. Yeah, constant practice, constant discipline, maximum effort towards the technique, and really not half-fasting my reps. So in order for me to continue the work that I'm doing, especially giving it to people, I don't want to give them something that's going to just challenge them and then hurt them.
Gotcha.
I want to challenge them so they understand the challenge, and then they just benefit from it. So, the three concepts of it, anti-rotation, counter-rotation, and purposeful rotation, if you're understanding those three concepts, you're mastering your rotations.
Yeah.
And it all comes from the spine. We have rotation in the limbs, but the spine matters the most.
Gotcha.
It really does, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I had a Pilates teacher on here who deals with clients that have, like, curvature of the spine.
Right.
Because she grew up with it, because she had most of her childhood and adulthood was with, like, this back brace.
Oh, wow.
But as soon as she knew how to not manipulate but really focus in on the spine, she said she's never felt so much better. So when you kept saying about the spine, I'm like, it's a part of our body that gets misused or neglected the most.
That's right. That's correct.
I feel anyway.
Yeah.
So when you kept, when you were talking about it, I'm like, yeah, that's it. So how did you even so your journey through fitness, how did you even come across the steel mace in general?
Oh, wow. It's long story, but I'll try to break it down as much as I can. I used to work in California, Salinas, California, with John Wolf.
Oh, wow.
At the time, yeah, I was one of his assistant trainers.
Gotcha.
He was under. He had a business, Wolf Fitness Systems, with two other trainers that I was under.
Yeah.
And I remember, I used to learn from these guys, and I used to look up to them all the time. I still do.
Yeah.
And I just soaked up everything from them because when I was around them, I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
I only knew was jumping jacks and push-ups. And I probably did both of those wrong. But the fact that I was under these guys' wings, they were masterful with their minds and their bodies because they really wanted to dig deep with programming, with drilling, with all these things with the body that shows weakness through motion or weakness through stability, whatever it is. I thought it was fascinating. So I said, you know what? Let me find that out. And guess what? I found so many problems in my body. I found so many issues I had, and I neglected it. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to go there because it's too boring. It's too much work. And guess what? What happened to my spine?
No way.
Bulging disc. Pow.
Really?
That's when life was real.
Yeah.
And so it took me a year to get off of that. It was burning pain. There's no comfortable position.
Yeah.
And just you could not sleep. You'd have to twist and twist just to be comfortable. It sucks. So during the whole year, I told myself, man, what in the hell am I going to do to get back? Because I know I'm going to be fucked up when I get back into fitness.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to go straight into it. And how do I know I'm better? So I remember I was like near the year, and I was trying to contemplate on what I'm going to do. And I remember at the time, John was always asking me, hey, how you feel? I always got to say I'm good so I can work.
Yeah,
so I can work. I got to work. So John never really knew how bad the pain was. He probably does now. I mean, years and years later. But I was good at hiding it, masking it, to the point where he brought this mace in. And I'm like looking at this thing like, I'm going to hurt myself. This thing's a leverage tool, So I had no idea what the hell to do with it. I asked John, who do I, go to for this? And he said, hey, look, man, get creative. I was like, whoa, okay. Weird.
Creative.
Get creative. So I said, okay. Now, let's not say it got a successful ride in the first jump. It fucked me up more. It fucked me up more. So I got into it, and my spine got worse. My spine got worse. It started going backwards, and I was like, wait. And I was like, wait, should I tell John? No, hold on. Okay, just don't do these things anymore, or correct them.
Yeah.
How? I have to be smarter, and I have to understand my body more, just because my body's speaking to me in a very dangerous way. So then John comes here to Austin because he's getting a job offer. At the time, we were thinking about letting the Wolf Fitness Systems run with the other trainers, and I didn't really know what I was going to do. I had a baby coming, and so I went to Norway, and then I left the Mace. I just had fun with it. I didn't really create much with it.
Yeah. So you took off to Norway?
Out of the blue, I just went to Norway.
I went to Norway.
Yeah. Well, that's where my wife. She's from.
Okay.
Yeah. She's a Norwegian. My daughter was out there. Being pregnant. My daughter was supposed to be born out there.
Yeah.
Couldn't pay for bills out here. It's ridiculous. I had no health insurance or anything at the time. So then I get this call from John, I believe it was a call. No, it was a email or text, one or the other. And he said, "Hey man, I need you to come down here to Austin." I go, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I need someone I can rely on." Whoa. And I was like, "Oh man, no, those words stick to me today."
Yeah.
In my head, and those are years ago. And I never ever cross the line with John. If I do somewhere else where I'm out of line, he talks to me about it, then I have to tell him that I learned from this mistake. I treat it like he's my master coach, so I have to be the student. I don't give a shit if he yells at me, but I have to respect that he's yelling at me for a good reason. Not he's just yelling at me for
the sake of yelling.
Yeah, abusive reason. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's why I look at him very well. Now, I come here, and it was hard because I had to pack up, and I had a lot of stuff. I had to pack up and get over here, and it was like only a week till I had to get here. And so I got here in Austin, and I'm just like, what am I doing here? And they passed me this damn Mace again.
Oh, no.
I'm like, not this thing again.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're like, look, do something with this. I go, oh, I know, but I played around with it a little bit. I don't know. It just kind of messed me up. And then he's like, look, the boss wants you to. I was like, okay. You said the boss? That's fine. I'll go ahead and do it. Yeah. So I had to stay in this little room back there in the gym. You know the small room.
Yeah.
It's a small room. And I was locked in there for a whole year trying to figure this Mace out, clean it up. I'm not going to lie. I got injured a little bit on the way, but I polished it out. I got smarter. I took it serious. These guys pay me well to do creative things like this. And I just polished it. And it just turned into a great curriculum. A powerful curriculum. What happened was it reversed my injuries. Now I'm injuryless. So it's like insane. I feel like unbreakable. I was Mr. Glass. Now I'm unbreakable guy.
Yeah,
it's insane. Like, so, that's the whole story on that. When I built the curriculum, I wanted to make sure it was safe for people to do, but also created strength and radiation in the body that they've never felt before, which is that warrior spirit, to keep it turning it on, and to keep it on for the whole time of the work. So
you want to make it as applicable as possible to the first timer that's just picking up a Mace.
That's right.
And over the years you've perfected it every seminar that you've done, and now before we were on the podcast, you've got just in Chicago, which is not too far away, and then you've got what coming up? Which one?
So I got San Francisco coming up this weekend, and then I have October 21st and 22nd. I'll be at Midwest Strength and Performance with the Chicago guys. October 21st, 22nd. It's gonna be a Viking Ninja workshop where day one is gonna be nunchucks, bodyweight complex, and steel mace training, advanced training.
Yeah.
And the second day will be the martial arts.
on Saturday, man. Sorry, not on Saturday, but the last one you did here.
Yeah.
I couldn't get time off work, and I kept seeing the pictures, and I was trying to get my shift covered so I can come to the damn thing because I wanted to learn. But I was like, there's going to be another Ninja Viking workshop at some point, hopefully here, that I can do. And at that point, I'll make sure I'll get time off work so I can come by and do it. But for you, you saying you were very green, you're very new to the idea of the mace, and you stayed in that back room for a year trying to, redefine it, define it some more. How does it make you feel that now these people, you've got a whole bunch of your clients, your athletes that come to you, personal training, whatever, they rely on you now? How does it make you feel when you yourself weren't even sure about the steel mace as a whole in the beginning?
Well, yeah, that's a good question, man. A million things run through my mind, but the ones that stick out, one, I have to watch people. So if they have a mace and I see it on social media or in the gym, I have to watch, just make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things I can see that'll fuck them up, because that's what I did.
Yeah.
And I think it's a genius way of coaching it, because I have to break in order for you to not break. So I have to see these things. So that's on my mind all the time. I always look, and I'm careful. I'm not Nazi about it, but I'm just like,
you're mindful.
Like, you might want to pull a little harder here. On this side. Yeah. And another one is, I'm not used to people relying on me for anything, but I get it now, because the more I apply this to my training, the smarter I'm getting, the more advanced I'm getting, the more I'm feeling the results. And the next one is understanding how to cue it to people. Like if I can perform it the best, that doesn't matter. I have to make sure I can make someone else perform it the best, like me. That matters, because now that coaching and the athlete you have just mastered, versus, I could do it great, but I can't even teach you any of this because I don't know how to do the math.
Gotcha. How to apply it.
That's right. So, and I will say this, there's a lot of half-fasting, dangerous, I'd say not owning the rep, little like movements that can really confuse you to think that this is how the maces worked. Yeah. Like landmarks that are not owned. Yeah. Range of motions that are not challenged. Yeah. Stability not being owned. Yeah. Again, where you're doing a motion on top and you're locking your low body, yet your low body is just giving out, and you have to just switch it up real quick. The switching fast type motion, that just looks like panic to me. Like, I got to get this done. Gotcha. Versus slow control, sinking in. Like, you're not scared of shit. Yeah. You're like, bring this bitch. I don't care how long it takes for me to get these reps out on each side. I'm mindful. My grip orientation's there, and I'm going to own it.
I've noticed that with you. I've noticed that you're very slow in control. Like slow and controlled movements, precise. Every movement is done with integrity. And for me, I'm coming from a background of Muay Thai and doing CrossFit as a strength and conditioning program at the time. We're all about fast. We're all about getting the reps in. You say 100 right kicks on, 100 leg kicks, go as fast as you can, get them done. CrossFit, we're all about time over broad range. Movements over a broad range of time. Sorry. But with you, and I think that's what stuck out the most for me when I would watch your videos on the YouTube machine, Facebook, Instagrams, was that every movement you did was so precise and so controlled that you're almost creating zero room to fuck up.
Yeah,
or minimizing it to an extent.
Yeah, that's exactly. I think I try not to get to the fuck ups, and if I get to the fuck ups, I usually just do my whole shit over. Whoa. Yeah, I can't. I think John did this to me, where I can't accept a bad rep. I remember working out with him one day, and he just called me out on every fucking drill, like. Get your hips to touch the ground. Why are you on your toes? Get lower those hips. I'm sitting there like, dude, I'm doing everything wrong. Yeah. So just having a guy like him around back in the days really helped me to this level. So, but to share it, and for you to like it, I mean, because people think, oh man, is this supposed to? How strong? I mean, like, can you get gains off this? Look, guys, to get gains, you have to have a diet, and if you're genetically already endomorph, mesomorph, that's a plus. But if you're trying to get gains, you have to do diet. But I will tell you this, the steel mace, whatever tool you pick up, kettlebell, barbell, whatever it is. I'm only 165 pounds, and I can do these crazy things with a barbell. It's insane, like these rotational transverse plane positioning.
Yeah.
And people are like, "You're gonna hurt your back." I am not hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I'm controlled with my rotation.
Yes.
And that's the thing. You can radiate your body to be strong enough to perform. Most people just turn on their body for one rep, for one strong rep. But what if you needed to perform 3 of them, in life, like for some reason? So that's why I go through scenarios in my head where I'm like, if I had to rotate this way and that way, what are these transitions going to do? Oh, they have to challenge me. So each of these drills, so if I pick 3 or 4 drills to put together, they all have to challenge me here and my dexterity and my well-being, as far as like how well am I going to keep up with this training, and especially if I'm fatiguing out,
It's funny how you were saying about applicable to life and using the barbell, because like for me, I'll use a personal, is my rotational, like my twist in my hips, it's not the greatest, but I can squat, I can power clean, squat clean,
and I bet you could do heavy shit, boy. But your linear power is just insane. Something where like skinny guys like me, we lack. Longer guys lack.
Gotcha.
But the fact that you can stack that, I'm speaking for all of us, like, skinny guys, we're like, man, we want to do that.
And that's the thing, like, yeah, you want to do that, but there's always imbalance in your body.
Right.
So when I see you doing those rotations with the barbell with the plates on the end,
yeah,
I'm like, I guarantee I couldn't pull it off like that. Like, you've got the barbell right, like, it completely like on your side. If I did that, it would probably be angular. but that's the thing. There's a muscle imbalance there.
Right.
And what you're talking about gains is that there are gains there.
There are gains.
There are total gains there. Range of motion, mobility, having better body awareness in general.
Right.
And going back to my first experience with the Mace, it definitely got me.
Well, I appreciate
it got me. Yeah, it got me.
Yeah.
No joke. I mean, you really have to actively turn your brain on. Like, for me to do a deadlift, I'm like, okay, are my major muscle groups engaged? Yep, cool. Take a deep breath, pick up the bar.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
Right.
But with the Mace and even the clubs, there's more mental work.
It's like third dimensional movement is really playing with your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
So back to you. So I'm talking about myself right now. So going through, okay, you've mastered the Mace. You've trained a lot of people here at John Wolf's place, here in Onnit. What did it feel like when someone said, "Hey, do you want to come out to this gym and do a seminar?" Your very first seminar. Was it like? Was it flattering? Was it nerve-wracking? Was it?
It was weird.
Again, because they're coming to you because they want to rely on you.
Yeah.
They rely on you for a source of knowledge.
Yeah, it's a little awkward because you want to share this stuff, and then all of a sudden you have to be a businessman, and that's when shit goes out the window. I'm like, look, man, I don't want to just sit here and tell you I'm not a businessman because I don't want to get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
But I had to play the math in my head. What's doable for me to make me happy? I don't care at the end of the day what makes them happy, because they're getting what they want, and if they can get more money on top of what they pay me, go ahead, take it, get it. Yeah, just make your money, because I support every gym, and but I also have to recognize my time. And, yeah, because it's starting to get really busy, and I think I'm gonna reach out to people and let them know about that too, because I'm not usually busy like I am now, and hopefully people can understand out there if they want to host. But if they do want to host, I can guarantee a 1 day or a 2 day workshop will really blow your mind away, because you're going to be outside the box, learning programming, coaching cues, testing, etc. So yeah,
it is one of those. I mean, you're so right about time. Like, if they're getting you to travel to somewhere, they have to understand that you're coming from Austin, Texas. You're probably not going to take your family. I'm assuming you wouldn't.
Probably not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So time away from family, time on the plane, food, place to stay. Now I'm doing a seminar for X amount of hours.
Right.
Same deal, coming back. That's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time, and a lot of people who want to host something like that has to think about that kind of stuff. Like if I was to host somebody here in Onnit Academy, I would think all of those things.
Oh, yeah.
have to take care of the person. So I know everybody that comes on an academy who met me or went through me knows that I'm very hospitable, and I like to take care of people, regardless if they have money or don't. I'm like, hey, you want a drink? Let's get a drink. But the fact of the matter is you have a lot of these gyms that don't have like the financial rise like us here, and it's hard for them to get that money out for a coach to come on out to the gym. Now I can negotiate with that just because it's really not their fault, but it would definitely have to still be worth my time because and I say that meaning not just money wise but attendance wise.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I my whole goal is to share and relate with people, but I also want to express the whole Viking Ninja system that's inspired by Onnit Academy system, which will always be together on an advanced level. But just trying to make sure that people see that there's more to it with what we can do with the Mace that's so brand new that people think that they could just jump into these crazy moves, but yet they realize I'm going to hurt myself. So they got to go back to basics. So this is a good way to get people to say, okay, where do I start? Okay, certification. All right, yeah, I'm not going back to that workshop. That workshop was ridiculous, right? And then once I'm done with that cert, I can go to these workshops because I really like the Mace. People say stuff like that. And then they do the body weight. They're like, man, I love how you do the body weight because you know how to decompress the forearms and then get back into the Mace. Forearm, back into the Mace. So you're decompressing and performing. So your dexterity is just always working.
So are you teaching in your certifications or workshops or seminars that you do, are you teaching them the movements before they even touch the Mace? Is that what you're trying to say? Or
for the body weight. The body weight, it's all separate.
Okay.
It is definitely movement prep, I would say, for rotational work with the Mace. So the body weight comes with rotational resistance and rotational purposeful rotations and also challenging positions when we're in a plank position, because sometimes we're in a plank position, that's already challenging enough. But then now there's dynamics to it. So being on my hands and feet, with my butt to the ground, whatever position I'm in, side position. I mean, there's all these things that I can show people. Roll with their joints rather than trying to walk with their feet up to roll around. Stuff like that. I mean, I can go on for days and confuse people because I have it in my head.
Yeah.
But what it generally does is it prepares people to understand their bodies more. So they're like, man, I can't even do this, but man, my heart feels like it's gonna pop out of my chest. Oh, this steel Mace, man, I wanted to go 25. What the hell was I thinking? This thing's killing me.
Yeah.
Heart rate's going bananas. And if your heart rate's going bananas, you don't know how to calm it down, you're not all here.
Yeah.
That means you go,
yeah.
You're like, hey, Mike. Like, then he's like, hey, I'm right here, man. Like,
yeah.
But when you have someone get it all out and just put it down and that just looked like some dude just chopped some dude's head off.
Yeah.
I'm not messing with that guy. So that's the whole gist of that on Viking Ninja.
There are a lot of breathing aspects to it. I try to think that whenever I'm doing a workout or if I'm in here, like I'll say, oh man, I'm tired. Like, oh, my body's breaking down. my quad is feeling a little, but it's like, okay, it's all good. Like, just be here, breathe and break it down. I'll try. My heart is racing, but I'm trying to slow down my breathe intake, outtake.
That's right. You have to control that. Holding the breath. I mean, we all know holding the breath and moving the body is not going to help the body.
Oh, no way.
And guess what? You're going to burn out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And when you burn out, you put it down. That's when you exhale. And that's when you start panicking. You're like,
that's what I try to tell, not people here, but the fighters that I've coached and I've had over the years is that just relax. Yeah. Relax. Breathe. Yeah. You know what you're doing. Just be here in the moment. But when people strike, when people, punch, kick, whatever, it's a lot of tension. It's like...
Yeah,
but there's no breathing going on.
Right.
Even me doing that just as a joke, like it just gets a little like, ooh, dang,
Right.
But I think if people really control the breathing while they're moving through their movement, it becomes a different experience.
Yeah.
You're not going to that red line.
Right.
You're almost seeing it. You're like touching. You're playing with the red line, but you're not at the red line, beyond the red line. Because when you get to that point, that's when it starts to, well, A, get dangerous.
Yeah.
And B, you just want to give up.
It's funny you say that the red line thing. It happens every time, all the time in things, fitness, sports, or even like martial arts. And you know, I could see that stuff. So when people are like pushing a little too hard, you can see things go wrong with the mace, like the limp wrist, the flared elbows, the dropping of the mace, the scap's not retracted back enough. It looks crazy. And then you look at their hand, you're like, that's just a 10-pound mace.
Oh yeah.
And it's a 200-pound man. What the hell is going on?
Their life has been fucked up right now. You're like, ah.
But what's crazy is the craziest thing about that, though. You know Mark Bell?
Yep.
Mark Bell, love the guy. Took him through a mace switch series, and I thought, man, poor guy. This guy's gonna really, really have a difficult time. But he did great. Oh man, he did great. So he pulled me over at the end. He goes, man, can we do a video? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. And so we got a video. He had me explain what the mace was good for. We performed it together. He posted it. All these, you know, these barbell athletes are coming at me now.
Yeah.
They want barbell and mace and want to see if those could correlate together. I'm like, yeah. But what's crazy is those big guys, when they get the steel mace, the 10-pound, and they radiate into the bar. And they radiate these landmarks and pull apart on these certain landmarks. They put the mace down and they're loose. They're loose. Yeah. It's like they got all that tension out. And they get on that bar and they're able to connect all the tissues because we all radiated it through the mace already. You radiated your body through the mace. And now they're able to reset their body and perform with good CNS power driving through the whole muscle tissues, all muscle groups, excuse me. And your spine being really more, I would say more intact.
Yeah, more engaged.
Engaged.
Yeah.
There it is. More engaged with what you're doing versus, oh, let me try to fix this and that. It's just all too loose. But with that mace, man, it seals you in when you start pulling apart, getting that natural radiation through the bar because it's a good feedback tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great feedback tool.
Yeah.
You could almost use it. So if you wanted to do it as a fitness workout, totally, you can totally come in and do that. But you could also do it as something that's complementary to your sport.
Absolutely.
Complementary to weightlifting. Complementary to, I don't know, MMA, Muay Thai, whatever you're doing, it's going to be 100% applicable to your certain sport.
That's right.
And that's why Cowboy Cerrone, he trusts you.
Yeah.
He goes to your he puts his trust in you.
That's
along
right.
with every other person who does that class.
Right.
And you've been in touch with, I'm a big wrestling fan. Bailey freaking loves you. No joke. I was going through his story the other day and he's like, you should go to this workshop. I'm like, this motherfucker, is this Esik's page or is this, no, yeah, it's Bailey's page.
Bailey is awesome. She's really good with the mace. So,
yeah.
And I think she found a niche for it for herself, and she's trying to get WWE involved and having me coach other people at the Performance Center. Hopefully, but
yeah.
And yeah, shout out to Bailey.
That'll be, again, it's applicable to your sport or just daily movement in general. I think movement as a whole or mobility as a whole, we've got durability classes going on behind this camera. You guys can't see it, but it's becoming not a thing because through yoga it has always been a thing, but it's just different practices of mobility and movement through durability, through steel mace, through the clubs. And I think that's becoming more and more attractive now through the recent studies that we've seen through poor motor patterns of walking, or you don't want to end up with the hunchback when you're older walking down the street doing your grocery shopping. So I think a lot of people, I just described someone in my childhood that I keep seeing when I was a kid. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
She was an old lady hunchback walking doing her groceries. But I think but people see it now that they want to benefit from it as they get into their older age. Yeah.
Oh man, when you get in an older age and you pick up that steel mace, it's not a dangerous tool if you're trying to be responsible with yourself and understand the cues that I'm giving. Now, the reason why I say this is because I look at it as a good. I got to be careful with my words. I don't want to call it like a rehab tool. It's not a rehab tool. It's more like a because it's not in physical therapist world, But they are interested in it. Doesn't mean that it's a rehab tool.
Yeah.
But potentially could be a prehab tool. Now, the reason why I say that is because I have certain clients, and this is just from my perspective, okay? It doesn't have to be, and anybody out there can disagree, but I have overweight clients like Gordon Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I have very frail, older people that have arthritis issues,
Mm-hmm.
that have poor management with their nervous system because their nervous system just takes over and hurts them.
Mm.
And that's very, very tricky. I have a patient that has scoliosis issues, and it's very, very dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
go back to spine stuff.
The spine,
Jeez,
right.
yeah,
and so therefore we go back to the spine talking about, so I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician. I'm none of those. But I am a real person that went through all those things they have. You know, I had bad grip because I was I was poor health. I was never overweight, but I understand the imbalance because I couldn't even balance myself being a stick guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I know how to have him balance being more based out. You know, someone's scoliosis. I had a bulging disc. I know what's bad and what not to twist and what not to pull and what's too much work. An hour of workout? Probably not. Let's go 20 to 30 minutes. Done.
Yeah.
Don't do shit the rest of the day. So, that being said, the steel mace, with all those clients I have, is their favorite tool because it's getting them back to where they want to be, or not back to where they want to be. It's getting them to where they want to be as the end goal, which is feeling healthier, stronger, mobile.
Yeah.
Just all the things we all want.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And they're broken or older or whatever it is, and they're getting there with us. It's crazy, especially the older people.
Yeah.
Like, I have a near 60-year-old client, and she is leaning out like hell. And I'm just almost like, you doing Botox or something?
But you're getting younger.
Yeah, this is not right. That's not how life works. But she's saying no. It's just my and I get it. The muscle groups are working. The bloodstream, bloodlines pushing, and circulation's happening. The heart's happy. The mind's happy. Guess what? You're gonna look young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All those things.
For sure. Now Gordon he's a big dude, tall dude.
Oh,
is it
yeah.
the guy?
Bro,
Bro.
6'4".
Oh, man, so I've seen him on your Instagram, and I was like, dang, this guy's the man. Like, he's actively coming in. And on the last podcast that I had with Power Athlete guys, I was talking about the biggest the biggest obstacle that you have to overcome when it comes to like fitness goals, fitness journey, is getting out of bed, going to the gym.
Absolutely.
Because
that's hard.
That's the hardest part, because once you're there, you're there.
Right.
You've got no excuses, especially so if you've got, Gordon's coming in and he's like, oh, maybe I should go home. And then Esik comes out, hey, man, what's going on? Too late. You got to stay now. Too late. Got to stay now.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'm just like that too.
Yeah.
I'm just like that too. And you're right. People, like, the hardest part is to get from the bed to the gym.
Yeah.
But when people get from the bed to the gym, they think that hard part's out the way. Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I don't need to work out. I'm here. And they feel like they got to work out because they went to the gym. But it's like, you didn't do anything in the gym.
Yeah.
So, that's why, like, whenever I have clients, I'm like, all right, don't waste time. We have an hour. If we go talking for 10 minutes, that 10 minutes I could have been showing you something else. I don't like to waste people's time.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
There has to be a specific goal of why you come to the gym.
Right.
If you're there just on your phone for the majority of the time, that time that you're on the phone is wasted minutes where you could have been, I don't know, focusing more or, getting ready for the next rep or something along those lines.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
so something like you did in my class, it just kept going until it just done.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to do that again.
Well, like, no, but it's one of those things where, everyone's there for a specific reason.
Yeah.
Get fitness in, get a workout in, get sweaty, get hot and sweaty. So if you stop for a millisecond, you'll start to think, can't do it.
I can't do it.
But if you just keep moving through those cycles, battle rope, clubs, ropes, kettlebells, lunges. I know it because I experienced the pain.
It's all It's all nightmares just lingering.
Yeah. Wake up, Mace.
Tomorrow will be sandbags.
Yeah.
But no, what the thing is, like, pushing that much, like, I'd say condensing all those reps, but making those reps efficient. And like I said, I don't like to waste the rep. I like to own the rep. I have a assistant of mine who comes and trains with me all the time. Her name is Erin Furry.
Oh yeah,
she's our durability coach over there. Well, people can't see, but she's really good with the body. You know, like moving the body and being mindful about it. But what's insane about her is she never looked like how she looks now. Before it was very different. Okay. And I don't want to speak of the difference because I don't want to. Oh yeah. But it was really different. Hope one day she can put a before and after picture. But now she's just extremely strong. She's just focusing on her work rather than looks. So when she's doing this, she's focusing technique, work, technique, training. All of a sudden, she's morphing into something that's just extremely developed. You know, a very lean, mean woman,
muscle machine.
So you look at her, you're like, oh my God, she can knock me out.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, being for such a smaller woman, she still has that look. It's insane what it does for you, the steel mace. But there's a lot of math in it. And some people will say, okay, I could do a Swiss squat. Okay, show me the next move. But it's like, did you Swiss squat enough to feel what you're supposed to feel?
Well, you're confident in it. Yeah.
Like some people say, so how long am I supposed to Swiss squat if I just want to do that? 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Take a break, 3 rounds.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that's the real rep right count, the real rep count. Because if you did your Swiss squats and you did, real slow, and I did 20 in 2 minutes. Wow.
Yeah.
You could sit there and go, that was weak, or you could have said, damn, that was hard.
Yeah.
You're really going. But if someone's like, man, I got 175 reps in 2 minutes, I'll be like, damn, you didn't land 1 rep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's almost like a reverse thing for some people where they feel like they have to get more reps than being slow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
methodical.
Exactly.
Purposeful.
Exactly.
It is, yeah. And it's, I mean, I love CrossFit. I've done CrossFit for a long time, but there is that a little disconnect, and it's not. I'm not talking about CrossFit as a whole, but I'm just saying disconnect between the body and the movement. Does that kind of make sense?
No, that makes sense because people, they'll have their body ready to do what they see with someone else doing a movement, but have no idea how to address it themselves. They just think they can emulate it, just like YouTube.
Yeah.
You ever see how they like, oh, I want to do that on YouTube. And then they do it, and they think they're doing it right. They put on video on Instagram or Facebook, wherever it is. And you got the coach who's the coach of the tool going,
Of course, it's always going to be the way. You know what I mean?
Is this I'm looking at?
Oh yeah, it almost gets you angry.
Yeah. It's almost like I want to like either comment or send a message, a nice one, like, "Hey, good video. I would try to blah, 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 blah on that part, you know, but then I don't want to be insulting. At the same time, that's what people feel like, you know, oh, this guy's trying to correct me on this. I know what I'm doing. And it's like, okay, well, I'll leave it alone.
Yeah. And it is one of those things where you're kind of like, I do want to send a message just like, hey, man, that's awesome what you're doing. That's great. But here's a couple of things that you could do. People are always scared of feedback.
Fuck yeah.
Always scared of feedback.
Oh, my God.
Because it's a thing in their brain that makes them go, I'm doing it wrong. But as soon as, going into your class, going back to your class again, is that I know I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm okay with that, and I'm ready to learn. So if people kind of took that idea of being okay with being wrong, with failure, then, you know, it would be comfortable for you to reach out to that guy and be like, you know, you're doing, you know, let's sharpen up this little bit.
Right.
And his reply should have been, oh, yeah, thank you, coach. Like, thank you very much. Totally, we'll do it.
Right.
But because of Instagram and what it is, it's
just
like,
fuck
you, man. I know what I'm doing.
It's too many trolls, man. Too many trolls.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
You know what's funny? I found a fake account on me.
What?
It's weird, bro.
What is it?
They spelled my last name wrong. I think it's I reported it, and it was Eric with the C and then Melland with 1 L. My last name has 2 L's.
Yeah, 2 L's.
And had a picture of me. I was like, whoa, this is creepy. It had 58 followers.
It's definitely not you.
I was like, who are these 58 followers that think this is me?
Yeah, who've been suckered into it.
Stop it right now. Stop it.
He's got 58 followers. Like, okay, it's not you. So
why did he use that picture?
That's not my profile picture.
Dude, that was 3 years ago.
That's a 3-year-old version of me.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's crazy that you have people that are super like looking for like feedback, but then can't take the feedback and feel insulted.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they're like, yeah, give me feedback. And you tell them, then they're like, man.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, motherfucker, you asked me for feedback.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why it's really touchy for me to do this now. I almost have to have these guys reach out to me to see if they notice their fuck ups or imbalances or not really sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would gladly help. But then again, I don't get those because people want to not be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And like, even for me, I've had people in the past, like, so how Megan and I met, she was actually my strength and conditioning coach for my last fight in New Zealand. And people thought it was weird as fuck that I had a girl teach me how to...
cool, man. She's good. Shit, she's one of a kind to be coaching with you. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. She taught me how to lift. She taught me how to like swing a kettlebell for the first time. I never touched a barbell in my life before I met Megan.
And then I see you in there doing all that monster ass shit. Man, she taught you well, bro. She taught you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen out there, just let you know, this guy here is a monster on the barbells. Holy shit.
No, man.
He's all, you got any more 45 plates? I'm like, you can't even fit anymore, man.
No, man, it's all show. When people say how big I am, I go, nah, it's all airbags. I just blow through my finger and then all these muscles come out. It's all for show.
Pretty tight air, though, man. Pretty tight air.
But yeah, I mean, people were so weirded out that I had a girl or a lady how to teach me how to lift. But it was me being okay with, like, I don't give a shit that it's a girl or a lady or whatever.
Mm-mm.
All I care about is the knowledge that she has, and I want that knowledge from her because I know it's going to benefit me in the long run for this fight. And I went into that fight, fucking felt great.
See?
It felt amazing.
See?
So I'm like, I knew it. I knew what I was thinking was right. I knew what I was thinking. So that's the thing. When people come to you, people need to be okay with not doing it right.
Right.
And they need to have, and that's when they rely on you to teach them how to do the same things.
You're spot on right. And it goes back to what you're saying with your wife. You had her train you.
Yeah.
Right. And she's a woman. And regardless of what people say about that, it's like, dude, that's not the point.
Yeah.
It's all in here. It's all about what the person knows and how they can communicate and relate to you with.
Yeah.
Like my senior coach, Erin Furry, she does the same thing. Like, you know, just because she may be smaller than the next person that's a dude doesn't mean she can't clown you on your movements.
100%.
100%. So when I see the certs where I have her say, hey, look, why don't you show them this move? And I just sit back and watch. They're all like, everybody's got their mitts like, what's this girl going to show me? I see all these guys' faces doing that. And all of a sudden, 3, 2, 1, go. Holy shit. Their face turns into a, who's this girl, to a, oh my God, I got to hold this position. Yeah. Oh my God, I got to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what is she doing here? She's a freak.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's like, that's not about muscle. It's about strength within the body, deeper than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah. And going back to Aaron, what you were saying is that if people kind of like be blasé, like, oh, okay, what's this chick? That's almost disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful. Like, it only pisses me off, a matter of fact, yeah.
It'll fucking piss me off too. It's like, bro, just shut the fuck up and look at what she's trying to teach you and do it.
Yeah, because do you know how to do that? No?
No.
You probably shut the fuck up.
You're here for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Do the damn thing.
Do the damn thing, right.
I don't know why ego is such a big deal. Like, I mean, I know... Like, for me, people think that I'm a big guy. I'm not. I'm a small guy. I'm a small compared to most of my Samoan relatives.
I give you that. But I was about to say, are you big next to me, brother? I look like a wishbone right here. Sitting on a chair.
Wishbone?
Sitting on a chair.
I look like a wishbone. That's hilarious. But yeah, I don't like being called a big guy because that means that kind of peacocks me a little bit.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But I just want to hang out with people. I want to learn some stuff, and I just want to go on through the day and be all good. You know what I mean?
Let's just say that if you're considered a big guy, let's not call him just a big guy. This guy can move. You know what I mean? So when a big guy can move, he's not a big guy anymore. That's a straight ninja right there. Like, you got to call him a ninja. So, but yeah, the ego, man. The fitness is is so saturated with egos. Like you got a big guy coming in, I'm ready to work out, take their shirt off just to do it for just on GP. Like, why would you take your shirt off? You didn't even do it. You didn't even warm up.
Yeah.
No, I'm about to do some reps, and you do 1 rep on a deadlift and walk around, talk to your friends, hit the bag for like 2 seconds, and then come back and do another. I'm like, wow,
that annoys me.
Very douchebag.
That annoys me.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna say it. That's douchebag. Okay, because one thing is this.
You said it.
Yeah, I said it. Don't do it. Well, because one thing is for certain. You're only there to show off. And if you're only there to show off, just think about what you did at the gym. Now, if it didn't make sense, the transitions into what you did, and you think that made you stronger, man, you got to really reconsider your programming. Like, you really have to get in there and do it for yourself and not for chicks, not for anyone else. You got to do it for yourself, because guess what? You have that body, and that's the only body you got to. That's the only place you got to live, man. You got to respect it.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to respect it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So when you disrespect your body out there just for other people, that says a lot about who you are.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
100%.
So I mean, I can do crazy shit out there if I wanted to, in the gym, but I'm not gonna do it. Why? Because it's not my place, and I'm not a douchebag. You know, like, I mean, there's times where I have to practice them, but I don't do them all the time just to get chicks.
Yeah.
Jeez,
man.
It's the last thing on my mind in the gym. And people will say, you don't like chicks? No, I like training, and I like to evolve.
Yeah.
If you stay with chicks, that's fine, but that's just, you're swimming in the swimming pool, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost wasted energy.
Yeah.
Wasted time and energy.
Don't get me wrong, chicks.
Yeah.
We do it for you.
Yeah.
There's percentage rates here. Okay?
I'm a happily married man, but
but we definitely have to think of our health. Even women, you can't do it just for the butt. You do it just for the butt, guess what? You have low back problems.
Yeah.
You know, do it for yourself. Do something for yourself where you feel good, where you can do things like sports or martial arts, rather than just, all I can do is show my butt.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
about it. And then when you get older, the butt's gone. What do you have left? Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, get creative out there. You know?
Yeah, man, for sure. And that's it. Like, what about? I mean, forget about if you're not into sports, if you're not into anything in that sport realm. Do it for just everyday mobility, general well-being for yourself, moving through life. For me, like, Muay Thai is a big sport, but always been a big part of my life. But when I'm training, I'm always thinking about, being able to pick up my kids. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have kids, but when I do have kids, I want to be able to, like, run around and, like, play tag or something like that. I want to be comfortable that I can do it without going, not today, my back is on the fritz.
Yeah,
my back has got back pains.
Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you that.
Yeah,
I'm just going to tell you I'm tired.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't want to do that. Yeah. I want to do it for general well-being, so when I'm moving through life, it's confident and pain-free.
That's right. And then that's exactly why I do the things I do here. I don't sell people bullshit. If I sell people bullshit, then I'm only bullshitting myself and the company. This company, they rely on me to give what's good for people. You know, we sell good supplements that really help people out, push them towards health. We should be doing that with fitness as well. So I am a little biased on things when it comes to training, only just because of certain reasons, like that go towards injury or go towards irrelevance, like that move doesn't do nothing for you until you do this position.
Gotcha, man. Whew. I think we'll end it there, man.
Yeah, that was a long one.
No, it's for me, I've always been a big fan of yours, even from New Zealand, because I think around the 2011-12 mark, I started seeing you pop up on my Instagram page and, like, seeing all these people and you, like, really taking advantage of that steel mace. And at the time, I was heavily into CrossFit and no one was doing it. Like, no one at all was doing it. And I thought that was so cool. So to have you on the show, like, truly does mean a lot to me. So I really appreciate you coming
thank
on.
you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. It's an honor for me to be on here. I know we'll have a bunch of my friends back at home watch. I have training next week with Cody Garbrandt, UFC bantamweight champion.
Ooh, who's that guy? I've never heard of him. Never in my life heard of him.
That guy is such a good guy. I think people who think he's such a bully or hot-headed have no idea who he really is.
As a person, yeah.
That guy is the nicest guy ever. He'll give you his own jacket if you're cold.
Yeah.
So reconsider your thoughts about him. That guy is the best guy I could talk to and relate to.
Yeah.
If I wanted to. And then Cowboy, man, Cowboy. Cowboy's, bro, you crazy motherfucker. BMF Ranch motherfucker, man. He's really good at training with me because he's a type of, you got to relate with him first. You can't just be like, do this because I know the math. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You got to relate with him first.
Can definitely tell he doesn't give a fuck.
No.
You have to gain that trust.
Yeah.
You know
I'm like, hey Cowboy, you want to da da da? He'll be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, okay, fuck, I don't give a fuck. All right, so yeah, man, I'm just like I said, I'm very honored. And if there's another chance for me to come on in and do a show, maybe update on the Viking Ninja workshops that are taking off. Yeah,
we'll do it, man.
Yeah,
we'll do it. I really, again, like I said, I want to do it.
And anytime you want to come, you're free. You're free.
That's
on the podcast. So now, I see that I can't go back on my word.
Holding it to the word now.
See that?
But if people want to know more, if they can't make it to their certifications, where can they find you on your social media channels, or how can they come in contact with you?
You can contact me on Instagram. It's at ERIK. My name Eric, and the last name is MELLAND. That's Melland. You'll see this picture of me flexing my fucking balls off.
Hey there. Whoa, now.
And then just send me a message. You don't have to follow me if you just want to, ask a question, and I can tell you where the Viking Ninja workshop should be, or where you're going to be at, and how I could probably be around your neighborhood or whatever, neck of the woods. But I would really recommend people check out Chicago in October 21st and 22nd. That one is going to be a really full, long retreat kind of workshop for the nunchucks, body weight, steel mace, and even after the workshops, there'll be like all a group of us will go out, get something to eat, kind of relate, because I like to relate with people and hang out versus just kind of like, all right, I'm done, see ya, peace.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I like hearing that. And you've got that Viking training on Instagram. You've got some mad sick t-shirts and stuff.
Yeah, there's t-shirts online. If you actually go don't
tell me you don't know it, man.
No. Actually, you know what I do? Hypersportswear.com. They have the shirt. So if you go to hypersportswear.com and click shop, it'll automatically lead you to the Viking Ninja t-shirts for women and men. Ooh. And they'll give you the delivery ASAP. The shirts are awesome. They feel nice.
I've seen it, and I think I've seen Kaylin wear one.
Yeah, what size are you?
Extra large.
All right,
I can't contain my body sometimes.
Well, I got one for you after this. So.
Oh, thank you very much, man. But yeah, go find him on those channels. Go check him out. If you're in Chicago, go check him out. If you're in San Fran, well, this is this weekend, so this will come out on Monday. But if you're
come visit, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Well, if you're in San Fran at the certification, great, you made it. But thank you very much for being on the show, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much.
No worries, bro.